Hey y'all, hey, I am back for another review, and this time I am back on Ruthless. Um, if I'm being honest, I forgot that it was back on, so I missed a lot of the episodes, 1 through 5 to be exact. But a lot of these are just catching up and recapping and building up suspense. If I'm not mistaken, it's about I don't know how many episodes be in the season. I'm thinking like 15 or so. It'd be a lot, so I don't think we're gonna miss anything. So this review is gonna be a little bit longer than some of the others because I'm going to try to do a little recap 1 through 5. Sprinkle that in there, and then we're gonna get into 6. So stick with me. Sisters is gonna be back at the end of this month. In the meantime, we're gonna rock with Ruthless. Season 4 so far. Last season, what's his name? River overdosed the heist because he was just sick of being mistreated and whatnot. So he decided, he gonna take what's his and he gonna get gone. He took the $250,000 and now he's trying to get Ruth to go ahead and escape and forget about Joan. And she's like, no, we need to save his life because there's bigger money. Like Ruth sees the bigger picture. There's a lot bigger fish that we need to get, and this 250K not gonna suffice us. And I still haven't got my daughter, so no. So now she has to go try to save the heist's life. The highest is deciding that the enlightened men get to take a wife, so that's a change. Daikon and Ruth lied on Elder Mother because they got caught in the trailer in one of the earlier episodes. Andrew, at the end of season 3, the highest wanted him to prove his loyalty, which hell, if at this point it ain't proven, it's just too late. Anyway, he kills Brian, in a last effort to prove his loyalty to the highest and or save his life. Because I'm still on the fence about, like, are you really sold out to the Raku, or are you just there, wanting to stay implanted so you can save these people's lives potentially? Because remember, a couple episodes ago, well, seasons at this point, he unhooked the siren, and that siren is the warning to let everybody know that the government is coming, to commit mass suicide. So he helped them out there. So I'm still confused on where he stands, but either way, the FBI has put some new people on the case. They've joined, so like the local Mac and other people in the FBI, they're not in place anymore. We know Mac is working with the sheriff and the Rakadushi, so things are going to switch up, and some things are probably going to get done because there's some new faces. The FBI has reassigned some new people on this task. All right, so that's just a little gist of 1 through 5 so far. So let's just jump right into season 2. All right, so Andrew caught a flat tire because he was telling them, like, so now in previous episodes, Daikon and the heist was concerned, like, hey, we killed an FBI agent, so that's gonna bring a lot of attention to us. So, and they killed his wife from last season as well. So now they got to figure out, like, what we can do to keep the smoke off of us. And Andrew comes up with a great idea because he's good, with thinking on his feet. And he tells them, like, hey, I'll plant the bodies in the house and make it look like Brian did a murder suicide. And the heat won't come down on us, and we'll be good to go. So he's headed out, to do that. And the highest tells him, like, hey, if you don't come back, it's gonna be children, unalive children swinging from this gate, and it's gonna be on your head. So this your opportunity again to prove your loyalty. You better come back, or these kids' bodies is on your hands. So he's ain't got that many choices at this point. So the local lady cop, with her just absent-minded ass, comes rolling up on him. She's offering help, and he doesn't really want it. So she's insisting on him opening the trunk, and he's insisting, like, no, ma'am, I'm just passing through. I got it. And so, we thought he was about to talk his way out of it. She's suspicious, but she goes back to the car, and she's talking to the sheriff and tells him to run the plates. Well, the FBI hears this and says, hey, give me the plate number. They want to take over because basically the sheriff is just sitting there because he's at a conniption. Like, who do I answer to? The Rakadushis or the FBI? So the FBI speaks up and tells them, like, hey, turns out these plates are stolen. So they go ahead and run the plates or whatnot. Turns out the plates are stolen. And Andrew realizes that, of course, she's called it in because he's been suspicious. And he rushes over to her, and he has now choked her out and put her to sleep so he can, continue doing what he has to do. Because, again, his hands are tied no matter how it goes. So he got to do what he got to do. All right, so go back. Malcolm, the other FBI agent that is also really strung out on drugs at this point, tells Daikon that Andrew's weakness is his child, and he's just grasping at making any sort of deal that he can right now, in order to vie for his life. And Daikon tells him, like, remember, you're the one that dimed Andrew out to us. You've given us the plan. You've given us everything that you guys have, which we knew a lot of that information anyway. So you don't really have a leg to stand on. We not buying what you're selling, is it essentially. And then Daikon goes on to realize that he's an addict and he's in active withdrawal, and offers him some heroin, I guess to further get information or to further punish him. But he told them, like, hey, your detox, these withdrawal symptoms are going to be, one of your punishments that you're going to go through just, by being the FBI and being able to infiltrate your way into our community. That's going to be one of your punishments. And if, I understand how the withdrawal process works, I don't know. I'm a guess. It is intense. So he's just going to have to go through that before they actually get down to what they're really going to do to punish him. All right, Aaron. Aaron has he's been put out of the compound because Laura has been accepted. He has not. His cell phone went off in the middle of a doggone meeting, but with the heist and all of the men, and he was put out or whatever. And he's screaming for Joan. Joan don't want to hear it. She really can't have nothing to do with that. Joan and the heist are headed to the bank, and they are in what appears to be a Rolls Royce. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But they're driving what appears to be a Rolls Royce. And it reminded me a lot of church folk, by way of your people living in absolute squalor and giving all their money to you in the hopes that they will get some sort of reward in this imaginary place. We're not going to argue about it. This is just my take on it. In this imaginary place, so you get to live in the lap of luxury while you're here. You get to get yours on this side because you're the messenger. So that's what that was giving with the highest being in what I presume to be a Rolls Royce and having a tail car like he's the president. Like, it was just a whole lot, and that really upset my spirit. Either way, he's begging, and the highest is like, listen, I give you an answer when I get back, but in the meantime, get away from my car, get away from my gate, and good day. All right, so Ruth goes to see Laura in the heist's trailer because she is convinced, her and River are convinced that Laura and Joan are up to something. Basically, like, they're trying to co-conspire to take the money from up under them as well. Which, I mean, with the way River was trying to forget about Joan when he had that $250K, hey, anybody can have a plan at this point. It's a whole lot. It's millions on the line at this point. So reasonable suspicion, but I don't really see that confirmed anyway, other than the fact that Joan insists that they stay there. But I think that that's less about the money and more about the recruitment, because a lot of the higher or the more trusted members do the recruiting from what I've deduced, and so they need the bodies. Like, we've had a whole lot of people that died that escaped. We had people that died from injury. We had a lot of people, so we need some bodies basically. Money is also running low, and so with Aaron being from a wealthy family, I'm not sure why they put him out. But what I do think is that he's going to convince or beg his way back into the compound by some stretch of imagination, thinking he's going to be able to be in contact with Laura, not knowing the inside of that camp they're separated and they're still not going to be able to interact, and get money from him and his family because he's well-to-do. All right. Anyway, Ruth goes to see Laura in the heist's trailer, and she's as high as a kite. She's high as a cooler brown. She don't know if she's coming or going. Ruth tells her that Aaron wasn't accepted into the Raku, and she says, hey, that's too bad for him. He would have loved this feeling. And so she tells Ruth, like, hey, I'm high as a kite. I want to go take a nap, but I'm going to stand up and take a nap until the highest gets back. Girl, you are very much sold out. You are very much, bought into this facade. And Ruth, I'm guessing Ruth might be feeling like her toes are a little bit stepped on, because Laura just got here and she's staying in the highest's trailer. She just in there, just birthday suit, naked, and this is his to-be's wife. That's basically her position, and she didn't have that luxury as of right now. So the heist might be kind of liking her a little bit, and that could prove to be a threat for Ruth. Not that she really gives a damn about being with the heist, but because she has a plan in place, so that's going to throw a monkey wrench on what she needs to do. All right. The FBI and the other cops, they pull up on Miss Helpful Patty, Miss Peppermint Patty, that done got choked out. And she's not dead. He just knocked her out. And she knows that if she realizes that he has actual technique, and if he really wanted to kill her, he could, but he appeared to be gentle. He basically just wanted to subdue her so that he can go on about his business. But she also realized that he knew stuff that a cop, on a higher level than what she is, her, and, that little local level, that he knew more than what they know down in Mayberry. Okay. And so that leads the FBI to realize that he's probably FBI. And then the highest comes rolling up on the scene in his Rolls Royce, and Daikon stops to talk to him. They tell him about Andrew's attack on Deputy Kate, Miss Peppermint Patty, and they got to get the names of the other agents from MAC. Okay, boom. So the highest and Daikon just seem so shocked and appalled, and they'll let them know if they see anything, blah, 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 knowing that it's Andrew, but that could be a problem because now the FBI is on to Andrew and he's out there amok. So, that could be a problem, but the highest tells them, listen, we got business at the bank. We'll deal with that later. We ain't got time. All right. So now the FBI realizes, like, hey, there's other agents that are planted into this camp, and we need to get those names from Mac, because I'm assuming at this point they don't have all the names, even though Mac has been taken off of the case, which that should have been a part of your out processing. You should have already given me the names, because what's the holdup? Why are you holding these close to your chest? What's your interest? That's what I would need to know, being a new person on the case. Anyway, he's holding out the information, and I guess they don't have it so far. River goes to talk to Aaron, and outside of the gate, he tries to assure him that Laura is just fine. But River wants to know, like, why did you really come here? Trying to get to the bottom of why they are there, because much like Ruth, he believes that Laura and Joan are up to something, so he's going to try to get to the source with Aaron. And it was mostly Laura's idea, because she wanted to be healed, so that she can have children, as she expressed to the highest. And tells River that his parents cut him out of the will, because he brought that black woman home and took his inheritance, because they think that Laura's out to get his money as well. And so she might be trying to take his money. So that's a little point of contention between him, even though he about to rejoin just to be with her. Just silly. All right, so Ruth is talking to Zane, and she asks her, like, she's trying to gauge where her mind is, because when she ended up shooting one of the foot soldiers, it was like something in her psyche snapped, and she was totally sold out to the Raku after that point. Or so she's, so it appeared to be, as she says in the scene. But Ruth asked her, like, hey, are you still able to stand with us? And for me, after I seen that, baby, you capable of anything, and I don't want you to stand, sit, or lay with me. But she's asking her, like, basically, are you still down for the plan? Are you still with the girls, with the group? And so, her, like Ruth told her, like, she was like, yeah, I'm still down, I'm still good. And she reminds her, like, hey, you shot the guard, and it triggered something in your psyche, like, I don't know, like, we were worried about you for a second. And she claims that she knows how to act crazy. Her words, not mine. And so, when she said it, she appeared as normal as she was prior to her shooting that foot soldier, right? So which one is the true Zane? Like, is this you right now, or is that you that's anxious to, like, punish Elder Mother because she done went back to the punishment trailer for the lie that Daikon and Ruth had to tell to get them out of trouble from getting their heads chopped off, because a couple episodes ago they were caught coming out of his trailer, even though they were just talking. She was telling them, like, hey, the women can't eat till you come eat, so you need to come eat. So basically he was like so pissed, like he has this visceral hate for her. He started having relations with one of the girls and making Ruth watch, and so she dismissed the girl and slapped the shit out of him. And the highest comes walking up to his trailer at the same time and thought presumed it to be them two and was about to chop their head off. This is neither here nor there, but she claims she knows how to act crazy, and she really not that girl. So I don't really know what to believe, and that's for me. I'm just gonna believe you crazy as hell. That's just me. Anyway, Ruth tells Zane that Lacey is still alive, and she gives her the key that she borrowed from one of them doggone soldiers. She's in the infirmary, so you can go see a friend. And I'm assuming, this is my assumption, that Ruth can get her to kind of stay, in the same space, because she's a part of their plan. She's a part of their escape plan. I'm not really sure what her role is, but she's a part of the plan, right? And so maybe her seeing one of her friends, somebody that's been, significant in her life while she's been in here will bring her back down to reality and keep her grounded. So Ruth gives her the key to go see Lacey, but she has to bring it right back. Don't know how that will work, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The FBI lady shows Peppermint Patty, Crady, whatever her name is, Peppermint Patty at this point, a picture of Andrew, and she says that is her attacker. She doesn't let on to the deputy that that's who that is, but she talks to her FBI counterpart and tells him, like, hey, it's Andrew, it's been confirmed, and yeah, it's Andrew, and now he's gone too far. Like, they have a whole nother, series of issues that they have on their hands at this point. Now that we confirm that Andrew is still alive, he's still implanted into the Rakadushi way, but he has seemed to have been converted, and now that's another issue they got to solve. All right, River thinks that Ruth is right about Laura, so Ruth gives her the key. River gives Ruth the key to the children's trailer to go get his daughter so that they can get the hell out of there, because they thinking things about to go south yet again. Meanwhile, Zane goes to see Lacey, and she gives her what she thinks is water, but it appears that it's moonshine, because Elder Mother has been drinking it like it's nothing, like it's water, when in fact it is goddamn moonshine. And then she gives her some amphetamines that she found on the shelf. She gives Lacey a handful of them, which, girl, why did you give her so many? I can tell you what's going to happen. Well, I can presume what's going to happen from this point, and tells her, hey, go. And Lacey tells her, hey, go and don't come back. So she's suffering at this point. She's been suffering for 2 seasons at this point with trying to escape and old boy getting killed and her being just a whole damn lot. So I could see why you would want to end it, and that's what I think she's going to do. But she tells Zane, hey, go away and don't come back. And Zane's like, no, I'm going to go get you some water and I'm going to come back. And Zane's not picking up the fact that this girl got a handful of amphetamines and she wants you to go away forever, which should give you the foresight to see, hey, Lacey is going to go ahead and cash in her time slip, and she's gonna go ahead and peace out. She's wanted to do it for a while, but I doubt that she's had the strength or the will to do so. But now that she has these bullet holes and she's being tortured by Elder Mother yet again, it's time for her to go ahead and head out. And so that's what I think she's gonna do in the next episode. All right, so Ruth goes to the children's trailer, and it is empty as hell. There is not a child in sight, and that is where the episode ends. So I doubt that the children are deceased. I doubt that that's the case, but they are not where they are every day. So where the hell are they? I don't know. Are they eating? Are they out to training? However, in this moment, now Ruth has to come up with an alternate plan, because their plan was for her to go get this baby and get out of there now. I'm confused because we was talking about this money, and you're going to get this baby. You can't hide this baby while this money gets back, unless the plan is, hey, Joan and them are coming back with the money today. You already have your baby. When they get back, you get your baby and your money and you go. Cool. However, Joan also refuses to tell her how much they're going to get today, which tells me, like, hey, Joan may have her own set of plans. Like, hey, I'm going to tell y'all I got $1 million out the bank, me and the highest, but we really got 3, so she can have her own little severance package. I don't know. But anyway, long and the short of it is that there are no children in this trailer, and so now Ruth has to stay here longer. They got to regroup and reconvene. So that has been season 4, episode 6 of Ruthless. I'm back. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off. I got a vlog that I need to put up from Jamaica. It's probably gonna be after this, even though I went before I did this video. It don't matter. You'll see it when I put it up. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think about the episode. Y'all still watching the show? I'm invested. At the beginning of the season, the new FBI lady, she was giving some insight to the psyche and a lot of the outcomes, the outcome of how a lot of these cult-like followings end up. And, the goal is to not have that be the case in this instance. So, they're going to do all they can to avoid that. But, it was kind of haunting to see how many of it. She gave like a list of names and the outcome, and all of them ended in some sort of mass suicide or mass murder, by some aspect. And so that brought it more realistic for me, because while this is a TV show, these are similar things that happen to real people. And so that is the I guess the not that I enjoy, but it's the part that draws me to the show, because I am a true crime type junkie. So that's why I like it. Don't know why you need that information, but now you do. Anyway, let me know what you think about the episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is that you feel like doing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.